Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Kickstart Your Running in 21 Days project. Today's activity is going to be all about positive words. The words we use to communicate, especially with ourselves, can have a profound and very positive, obviously, experience on our life and experience. Back in day 1, then, I mentioned about negativity bias and how our ancestors cleverly, evolution taught us that it made sense for us to expect negative things because we were living in a very different environment that was very dangerous for us. And however, our environment now is very, very different. And so we don't need to have that same focus on negativity and expectations in terms of negative things happening. So we can actually choose instead to focus on positive things and positive expectations. And obviously the words we use are going to have a huge difference, a huge impact on how we communicate, mainly with ourselves, but also with other people as well. Just like the way we train our bodies physically in terms of running, then training our minds to think positively also takes some thought, some investment. However, the rewards, the returns that we get, make it really worthwhile. And part of this project is about giving you an opportunity to experience thinking positively for 21 days. And part of the expectation that we have for you is that this will help you to think more positively about yourself from here on. Literally, following on from what I just said, the best way to get the best results for ourselves is to use positive thoughts and positive words. And this again can have a huge and powerful impact on our lives and experience. But yeah, so putting thoughts into your words is definitely takes some input. But if you want the best for yourself, which I hope is why you're here or part of why you're here with me, then it definitely makes a lot of sense. So today's activity is about replacing negative words or descriptions or thoughts with positive words. So in other words, learning to communicate with yourself in a positive way. So as on the previous days, we're going to start by making sure you're in a place where you can't be disturbed, where your phone ringer is turned off, and that you be in a place like this sofa maybe, or a chair or a place on the floor. So just get yourself into a situation now where you can start to get comfortable and start to feel relaxed. And then once you're ready to roll, then we're going to start by, as usual, taking 3 big deep breaths. And then once you finish those, just let your breathing return to normal. And when you're ready, just allow your eyes to gently close. And as you do that, then just feel your body just sink and relax into the sofa or the chair or the floor underneath you. And then, as before, just start to count each in-breath as 1, each out-breath as 1, count up to 10, and then start over again and cycle through that 4 or 5 times. Then, bring it to your imagination. Think about the way you normally communicate with yourself about your running. Think about the words that you use. Unusually, this is going to give you a chance to actually review talking to yourself and the words you use. Notice if these words are negative in nature or positive in nature. If they're positive, then that's fine. We'll leave those being for the time being. For each negative word or phrase, then think about a positive replacement that you could use. So for example, if you use the word slow about yourself as a runner sometimes, then think about what you could replace that with. Perhaps you could replace it with I'm getting faster and I'm making progress. So it may be a description of the same thing, but the words we use make a very different experience. If we keep telling ourselves on a regular basis, using the word we're slow, then that reinforces that that's what we are. So if we use words about ourselves that are positive in nature, that are empowering and reinforce good things about ourselves, then that's going to be helpful to us. If you use the word weak a lot, for example, then again you could replace that with my training is helping me get stronger. And again, describing the same situation, but it has a very different experience for you as a runner based on the words that you use about yourself. I've just given 2 examples, so whatever words that you use about yourself that are negative in nature and that limit you, then think about how you can switch those around in the same way that I just described. And it is literally a switch. So in terms of what happens to our body, it's literally like turning a switch on and off again, on and off again. Yeah? So when we use positive words, we are turning ourselves on. When we use negative words and negative phrases about ourselves, we are literally turning ourselves off in a way. We're placing limits on ourselves, limits that we don't need to place there. So this is training for the brain. And it definitely takes some effort, some input, but I can promise you that it will be well worth it. If you start down this road, then you'll find huge results waiting for you. So just spend a minute or 2 to think about what words you use about yourself and how you can switch them. And then bring your attention back to the present again and just take 3 big deep breaths again. And then whenever you're ready, open up your eyes and gently and take an easy stretch as you bring yourself back into the room or the place wherever you're sat at the moment. Good job. Thank you so much for paying attention, and really hope you enjoyed day 4 here. We look forward to seeing you for day 5, and happy running.